Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive, good God and truth of your lives, only crossing infinitely, alive and well, bigger and better forever. I don't care what you've been taught about a bad, evil, sinful way with the face of this world. I want to show you something. You're here now only one way, and one way only more positive than anything negative that would not have you here now. It's the neutral nothing, okay? And it's the bad, evil, sinful way of nothing of you ever. And I'll explain. To stay more positive than negative is the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. With anybody of anything, anywhere, it's the only way all can add up, stay, or be here and now good as truth. And it's the absolute bigger, better than all negativity of your shape, form, and mass expressed to the reality check of you. If you think about all the energy of all creation of existence, I don't care what they call it. They can call it Higgs field. They can call it bosons. They can call it antimatter. But all of it, right, only comes from the Planck length of existence. What you've been taught about a Big Bang is an absolute lie. And all these energies are just articulations of negative and positive energy to the good God and truth of your shape, form, mass, of atom, matter, evolved, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now. And I'll explain. All creation of existence, right, from the smallest speck of it, right, is only an energy, one more positive than all negativity. When this energy adds up as its circuitry, right, bigger and better than all negativity of it, it makes neutrons and protons, okay? These neutrons and protons, right, are quarks of energy. 2 up quarks for a proton, 1 down quark. 2 down quarks of energy for a neutron, and 1 up quark. Okay, they are totally different polarities, and they are the neutral of nothing. When they come together to make an indestructible atom of matter, right, one that can't be destroyed, more positive than anything negative about it, right, the proton, the more positive energy, has to overwhelm the neutron's matter to make the good truth of the shape, form, mass of the atom crossing and bonding. When they build up and make shape, forms, and mass for whatever they're expressing on the periodic table, whether it be you, me, the buildings, trees, anybody of anything, anywhere, right? They only do it one more positive than all negativity, good as the truth of God of their shape, form, and mass of atom, matter, evolved, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now of reality check. And like I said, right, as long as you stay bonded more positive than anything negative about you, you are good as truth, and that is the absolute bigger, better here and now of you than all negativity. You can't suffer out of existence, decay, disintegrate, or die of being that rightful truth way. Now, does your body replace its atoms? Sure. Is there things that's going on inside of it that's negative and positive to the reality check of these atoms being replaced and your life lasting? Sure. In reality, these things happen. Are these articulations of positive and negative forces, Higgs fields, bosons, antimatter, real? Yes and no, because in reality, right, these are just articulations of positive and negative energy to the good truth of your shape, form, mass. Anything that isn't you, right, puts off its own energy to the reality check of its matter. And depending on how you absorb it, right, is depending on if you're more positive or more negative to the good truth of your shape, form, and mass to the reality check of you. Okay? Whenever the protons of you overwhelm any negative charges of you more positive than the negatives of you, your matter, in body of matter, to the reality check of your atom, matter, evolved is stated good as the truth of God of your shape, form, and mass. And when not, it's the reality of just being negative with negativity. And it's the one nothing of more positive and good to the reality check of your shape, form, and mass. Like I said, the neutron and the proton are 2 totally different polarities. The proton is the more positive energy of God of you. And when you apply to the proton, always it states you good as truth, bigger and better than any negativity of you. But when you don't, right, you can only crisscross negative with negativity with the faith of you, okay? Because all else knows to only cross more positive than that negative way always, right? It's the bad, evil, sinful faith of nothing. But when you crisscross with faith, right, it's a gamble and it's a crapshoot. It's a gamey vote on your existence, right? Always only lasting to an absolute bigger, better. And what it does is it snakes the neutron. And when that neutron is snaked, it's snaked by positive energy crossing negative to the faith of you, blindly and undefined. And if it's through your leadership, it's blind leading blind to the faith of you. That's why the Bible states, be in the world, but not of the world, okay? And as far as that's concerned, outside of the body, well, before I say that, the neutron is the soul and the matter of you. It's always, the neutrons of you are always craving to be more overwhelmed positive than negative to keep you good as truth. No matter how demented or twisted you are, it's our nature to want to be more positive than negative. And because our leadership doesn't always understand this, right? In reality, it's blind leading blind with their faith, and they're creating suicide, death, decay, disintegration, the bad, evil, sinful articulation of their faith to the reality of this neutron, okay? And on the outside of the body, when the neutrons are not overwhelmed more positive than negative, right, they're in a state of radioactive decay and disintegration. And if they're in a neutron star over a volume of time, they pulsate, right, with this negativity, and it's called a pulsar, and then they collapse into a black hole abyss. Infinitely just negative of them here and now, snaked out of reality through the negative charge of them not always being more protonic to keep the matter good as truth. But most neutron stars last billions of years, and you're created the same exact way. As long as your neutrons stay more positive than anything negative about you, you're stated good as truth. But if not, you're always shifting what is good as truth, right? The lasting consistency of it, right, to a negative way. And eventually it's a gamble and it's a crapshoot. Like I said, it's a gamey vote if you don't know it through faith on your life lasting, okay? And this is why you come up 1-0 to the here and now of your reality check, to the shape, form, and mass that you're expressing, just infinitely negative of it here and now. You eventually die of that. Because in reality, right, you don't know to always keep yourself lasting good as truth. You don't know that the only way you can do it is to be more positive than negative always. It's the only way you can add up, stay, or be good as truth. And like I said, when you crisscross with this faith, it's a snake on your matter, okay? And it snakes your matter with decay and disintegration, right? Where your body isn't overwhelming the negative charge of you because you don't know that it's not a bad, evil, sinful way with your faith. You don't know to take all that negativity and cross it back more positive. And again, it's the aged out, decay, disintegration, suffering, and death of every fool who ever lived that way in reality check. And I don't care if the leadership of you is your pappy, your preacher, or the law enforcement up the street. If they're not only teaching, preaching, and setting that example for you to always do more positive than negative, right? They're the faith of this world. And in reality check, they won't make it because they're blind leading blind, right? Either sold out to the reality of what's good as truth, or undefined to the reality of what's good as truth. And in reality, right, with their example, they're killing all they love, cherish, and come in contact with. And that's just a hard reality check. It's a harsh reality check, but it's a fact of God check. Check with all creation of existence to the reality check of Adam, matter, evolved. There is no Big Bang. Here it is. I hope your mind's blown with it. Because in reality, if we keep telling these lies, right, every time we advance, right, we're just dying for it. The more intelligent we become, the more corrupted it is on us, you see? And that's why it matters so much that you know what's consistently good as truth, what's lasting good as truth as your shape, form, mass, so you can always be the bigger and better of it. Here and now to reality check. The state of one more positive than negative is the only light, joy, warmth, good God, or truth, holy with spirit, all will ever know or be. It's the state that all in body of matter of atoms crossing and bonding is stated good to the truth of God of their shape, form, mass, only crossing to an absolute bigger, better here and now of reality check. It's the only state all prayers are answered in, all miracles happen in, all dreams come true in, and it's the only heavenly abode or paradise you will ever know or be in. And that is a fact of God check. Again, where two or more atoms cross and bond Christ-like, they make the good truth of God of every shape, form, and mass you can think of. Not to exclude every dimension of time and space you can think of, and every shape, form, and mass of the God of all I am. of for everlasting peace I am, that never dies in body and matter, two and one nothing, the good God and truth of the life of Jesus Christ. He was a man who was only one more positive than all negativity, good as the truth of God of his shape, form, mass. When they put him on the cross, right, the thief bonded with him, right, more positive than anything negative that fool was saying, right? And in reality check, he was in paradise. He was the one who rolled back the tomb, let Jesus out. It's all part of a bigger, better plan. You can't kill something more positive than the negatives of it. In reality check, that's the bigger, better, good God and truth of every shape, form, mass to the here and now of its reality check of atoms crossing and bonding. And they stole their lives back. Still, man up, steal your lives back. The thief was the one Mary seen after he rolled the tomb back and sent Jesus on his rightful, truthful way. She asked where he went. He said he went that way. She gave him a kiss and called him an angel, as he was standing there shining more positive than anything negative that could kill him out to the reality check of that crucifixion. And in reality check, if you plug a plug into the wall, the positive male has to overwhelm any negative female energy or matter of that plug, because if not, you could potentially burn your house down or your appliances won't work. But as long as that male overwhelms anything female, more positive than anything negative about that plug, right? It's stated good as truth. And there's absolutely a zero chance that your house can either burn down for it or won't have enough energy to sustain. And you are the exact same way as that in body and matter. You're half male and you're half female. Only cross one more positive male with energy than any female matter of negativity of you, to always state yourself good as truth, the absolute bigger, better here and now of the God King Adam man, first evolved, King Adamus of all God.